Welcome to the world of Usborne Books and More. My name is Camille Steiner, and it's my privilege to be able to introduce you not only to some of our company's bestsellers and some of my favorite titles, but more importantly, I hope to some books that will engage your kids to ask questions and explore the world around them, to be creative. Gorgeous books that they can have fun with and that will help them to fall in love with learning. Usborne Books is a British publisher that's been around for 40 plus years and is very popular in publishing circles. They won the 2014 Independent Publisher of the Year Award and 2014 Independent Children's Publisher of the Year Award as well. If you were to go to Europe and mention Usborne Books, everyone would know about them. In the United States, it would be similar to a publisher such as Scholastic or Penguin that we all know. We are definitely underrepresented here in the United States, so if you would like to do anything like what I'm doing right now, let me know because I'd love to give you some information. We definitely need more reps and more consultants. But first of all, I want to tell you about probably our best known series in Usborne. It's That's Not My Series, and there's probably 20 plus of these on different varieties of animals and objects, all told from the perspective of this little white mouse. And this is one of our newest one, That's Not My Meerkat. You can see they have gorgeous, vivid colors, and they have really fun characters outlined in black, so they really pop for those little ones, little babies and toddlers reading this collection. But that's not my meerkat, says the mouse, because its ears are too fluffy. And then there's touchy-feely patches on each page that match the descriptive word shared. That's not my meerkat. Its cheeks are too squashy. Really fun collection of great adjectives to learn for kids. So I love that this book is teaching them descriptive words, and I also love that it's teaching them the difference between positive words and negative words like that's and that's not. That is my meerkat because its tummy is so soft. So kids learn the pattern of these books, so if you have more than one of them, they actually are really terrific for almost like pre-reader readers because they feel like they can read them themselves as they learn those descriptive words and that repetitious pattern. Animal Hide and Seek was one of my daughter's favorites when she was little. We loved this book because of the touchy-feely patches, also that it was illustrated by one of our favorite illustrators, Stephen Cartwright. He put a little yellow duck in all the books that he illustrated. Kids love that. And then also we loved these really durable flaps throughout the book that kids can lift and find things underneath. They are so durable you could actually carry the book around by them. But we loved them too because it's introducing early counting. There's 2 pigs here, and then we noticed that Curly the pig was hiding under there, so there's 3 pigs. Or on this page, there's 3 sheep, and we're learning that Wooly the sheep is hiding behind that flap, so now there's 4 sheep. So lots of fun things for kids to enjoy in that book. Complete Book of Farmyard Tales was another one that we truly loved when I started 10 years ago. So this book is a collection, a combined volume of 20 different stories that used to be sold individually for $5.99 each, but they were all bound together also, all 20 of them in this one thicker book for $25. So our combined volumes are always a really great bargain. You can see this book has been well loved, and it reminds me to tell you we have a half price lifetime replacement policy, which means that no matter what happens to a book that you get from us for the lifetime that you own it, you can replace it for half price. So if you have a creative child who colors in a book that shouldn't be a coloring book, or your dog chews it up or it gets dropped on the toilet, that's all good because you can replace it for half price. But this particular book is called a dual level reader. You can see there's words at the top and words at the bottom, and it can be read 3 different ways. If you need a quick bedtime story, or you have a child who doesn't sit still through longer stories, you can read just the top paraphrase version of the story across each page. This is the full length version of the story, the top and the bottom. And then when they turn into reading children, this is 1st grade reading level up here and 2nd to 3rd grade reading level down here, so you can go back and forth between you and the child and get lots more mileage out of that book. Also illustrated by Stephen Cartwright, so there's a little yellow duck hiding on every page, and it comes with a CD with a full version of stories and sound effects included. The illustrated stories collections, this is actually our family's current favorite series of books, probably because we get so much mileage out of these. We have enjoyed this series for a solid 6+ years since it came out. My kids have loved them all along the way, and they keep adding to it, which we also love. Also a nice thick book and a padded cover and a beautiful ribbon bookmark. But what I also enjoy about them is that they have really gorgeous illustrations in them. They introduce classic stories, so kids can learn all those fables like Aesop's fables and fairy tales from around the world, stories from around the world. In this particular book, they can learn classic stories like Count of Monte Cristo and Tale of Two Cities, the Midnight Summer's Dream by Shakespeare. Really wonderful illustrations throughout them. You can see that the text in this particular book is pretty simple. This one is written at about a first grade reading level, but we have them all the way up through fourth grade reading level, like the ones for Dickens and Shakespeare would be at that higher level reading. But my kids love these. My daughter has them all up in her room in a row on her bookshelf. Usborne is also really well known for our nonfiction texts. They start as young as books like this that are very simplistic. You can see it's not a very thick book at all, but it's hardcover, $5 for a hardcover book. Really great bargain with that. And I love these nonfiction beginner books. This is our beginner series because it ties a little bit of text with lots of really beautiful illustrations on the page. So you can see that the text is kind of chunked right next to the pictures, and it visually ties, I think it visually pairs together the picture and the text. So research shows that that actually helps kids to retain that information a lot better. There's about 40+ in that beginner's collection to choose from on nonfiction topics. We also have nonfiction books all the way up to books like this that are terrific references for our young adults. And what I love about them is that these encyclopedias, we have some history encyclopedias, world geography, and atlases, and science encyclopedias. These books are tremendous resources to have at home for all of those in our lives, middle school projects and papers we have. They have saved us countless hours on our homework and research. And what I love about them is you can see the text is a little bit more complex, but they still include really beautiful pictures and illustrations throughout. And I love that they just show kids history in a really fun way, or science in a really fun way. But I also love that it ties in internet links as well. So as you can see on the pictures here, there's lots of information here, but there's also a website, usbornequicklinks.com, and it's written on each one of our nonfiction reference or all of our nonfiction books. And if you go to the website, the books have a keyword for that particular book and about 4 to 5 websites included that have activities, video clips, science experiments, all sorts of amazing things that really drive that information home and make learning so much more fun. The next thing I want to tell you about is our activity books. Usborne is really well known for their activity books. They make so much fun. They make activities so much for young kids all the way up through really adult age. So our Wipe Clean books would be an example of some of our younger books options, activity book options, and they teach great skills like pen control or alphabets or numbers or times tables or telling time. But also just fun overall activity books too. What I'd recommend if you get any of these, it comes with a dry erase marker. You can cut off just the top of this and take off that top part so you've got a little pocket for the dry erase marker. But any washable marker or crayon works. But there's so many different fun activities included on these wipe off pages. So you can see that there's some dot to dots here. There's some early counting, so we can count the coins in each pile and trace the numbers. There are 7 differences between these 2 treasure chests. Can you find and circle them all? And then you can match up, draw a line between the flapping parrots that look just the same. So lots of fun to do, and wipe it off and do again. Our drawing, doodling, and coloring book, I love this collection too. You can see that it's really intricate and fun, but such vivid illustrations, perfect for hours and hours of entertainment and creativity. So lots of vivid fun colors included, but also lots of space to get creative and do your own thing with as well. These make really unique and perfect birthday gifts, I think, paired with some fun writing utensils or drawing, coloring utensils. So definitely think about that. So I mentioned, though, that we are Usborne Books and More. So I've told you about our Usborne books. Well, here's the and more part. We also have Kane Miller Publishing. And whereas Usborne books are well known for feeding the mind, Kane Miller books are really terrific for engaging and enriching the heart. And they do everything from have fun with the kids with learning and reading. This one is I'm a Dirty Dinosaur, and I love the dirt that's part of the word dirty. But kids, who would not want to stand up and move around and stamp about the street with this dirty dinosaur and have a really good time as he's exploring the world around him? So much fun to choose from, but don't worry, in the end, he does get clean in the water too. But also books like this that introduce kids to learning in a really fun way that they can engage in the story with. So we have Tale of Two Beasts. I love this book where it introduces perspective. It shows how we can see things from different points of view. This story is written from the first half is written from the perspective of the little girl, and it talks about her encounter with the animal and their relationship as they meet. And then the second half of the story is told from the perspective of the animal and his view of what that relationship and that encounter was like. So really fun story there. And then we have our Shine a Light books. These are amazing, and they're our top sellers right now. Definitely check them out. Who would not want to read a fun book about the world around them with a flashlight? So the key here is you shine a flashlight behind the page that you're reading to see what's hiding underneath, and that will shine an image through. So you can learn about construction sites and trains and seashores and apple trees and winter. So many more topics too. Animally is the last one I want to tell you about. It's one of our new books, and I love books like this that we have with Kane Miller because they just help you to connect with kids and their heart too. So this book talks about loving our children in so many ways like animals do too. So I love you gently like a lamb, and I love you boldly like a ram. I love you cutely like a koala. I love you briskly like an impala. I love you hungrily like a shark. I love you musically like a lark. Lots of fun and a perfect bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed just that taste of Usborne Books and More, and if you'd like to explore more, definitely check out the other videos. Let me know if you have any questions.